It's about 10 degrees outside, but we're safe and warm indoors, even though it's raining outside now. We just beat the rain when we went for our lunchtime walk. Okay, I'm just getting ready to actually go live, and we're going to go live on Amazon Live. Just going to press the button, take us live on Amazon Live, pick up my iPad. I almost forgot then. That wouldn't do. And I've got the green light on one stream, so I'm going from Be Live to one stream, and the stream is now started at Amazon Live, and I'm just waiting for Amazon Live to come through, which it will undoubtedly in a second go live. So I've got to run back to the studio, and we made it with 4 seconds to spare. So we are on Amazon Live, and I can take that card off full screen and come to me. Hello and welcome to this episode of Lights Camera Action. As you can see on the top right hand corner, it does say Lights Camera Action. Let's bring that full screen. It's all about webcams, audio gear, Fitbits, microphones and live video from Be Live. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. That's what we're talking about. If any questions about anything in the carousel, down below on Amazon Live. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, thank you. You can join me on Amazon Live by clicking the link up above. That will take you directly to the broadcast, and all is good. Now, I'm broadcasting from my Be Live studio, which means I can have 2 cameras, and this is my second camera. This camera is the Obusbox Tiny, and as you can see, my desk is, well, it's reasonably tidy. The Aftershocks headphones, the liter light, which will come on into a moment. Okay. And going on, we will be looking at mobile video, shooting video on your mobile phone. And that's why we've got this video shot down in Portsmouth in England at the Royal Naval Dockyards. And I'll be talking about how you can create video using your mobile phone. So far, so good. Now, this is where I am. I'm in Devizes in England. Devizes in England, a small town which is about 97 miles away from London, and population 23,000. It's a market town, markets every Thursday, and it is just the most amazing place to live because it's close to Stonehenge, and it's also close to Avebury and Salisbury as well. So that's the centre of my universe, is Devizes. We live sort of 3 or 4 minutes outside town, and it's good to actually pop in there to the market square on a Thursday and take part in the market where farmers from all around come and sell their wares. Now, the final part of the jigsaw is here, and there you see my good friend Marco Novo with Daniel Sigman of Logitech, and I'll explain why that photo is here in a moment. Okay, so we're in the shade, ready to go, really. Okay, so let's get ready to go. I can hide the card because you know this is Lights Camera Action with Stephen. I can switch off my second camera until we need it later. The video of Portsmouth Dockyards we'll see later too, so I can hide that. Okay, that's hidden. And then photograph of Devizes, you know where I live now, which brings me only to one photograph, and that's the photograph that's down there, which I'll bring up in a moment. Now, I've got to say that, well, I've got to do the introductions first, I suppose. So to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live, I'd like to say welcome to the broadcast. And this is Lights Camera Action with Stephen, and you are watching Stephen, well, and get rid of that. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. Okay, and this is the first. I'll explain why later in the program. But we're going to start off with this photograph, because this photograph, I watch as much Amazon Live as I can. And I was watching my good friend Marco Novo, who's in Portugal. and he was interviewing Daniel Sigmund, who works for Logitech. Now we know Logitech, we know Logitech cameras, 920, 922, 925, 930 and the Brio. And we're looking at the 920 and the Brio during this program. But we're going to start off with something new from Logitech, which was released, well, it was only released in January. So if you've not heard about it before, it's my privilege to come full screen and to talk about this. Okay, now this is down in the carousel. I'm trying to get it on screen, and there it is. This is Logitech Litra Lite, and it comes, just a second, comes in this beautiful box, which is orange on the side, which is attractive straight away. Now, I was watching Marco and Daniel when Daniel showed this light, and I thought, well, I just got rid of two soft boxes. I used to have two soft boxes, one on either side of me, shining light onto the wall in front of me and then reflecting back. They, after 3 years use, started to show a little bit of wear, so they had to go, and they went to the local recycling centre, having been dismantled into their constituent parts, and I was without lights for 3 weeks. Yeah, now broadcasting without lights is not the best thing to do, because you're reliant on daylight, you're reliant on room lights, and it's not the same as having your own lighting. And if you think I'm a bit dark at the moment, it's because I am. I want to switch my light on. Okay, I am now being lit by Logitech Litra Glow light, which is this one. Well, it's not this one that's lighting me, it's this one that's, I'll explain. Okay, take that off screen. It comes in the box. Ta-da! You take it out of the box and put the box somewhere safe. Okay, you'll find that there's cellophane around the bottom there, which you take off, and there's cellophane which is on the back of the light there. Take that off as well. That's all you need to do. The next thing you need to do is you need to take the cable that's supplied with the Litra and plug it in. Okay, that's it. That's all you need to do. The light is now working. Now, just a thing, once you've got the light, you need to plug it directly into your PC or Mac. Okay, no USB extensions. This has got to be plugged directly into your PC or Mac. I'll explain why later. Hopefully it'll change, but for now you have to plug it directly in. First thing you'll notice is that there is a shelf. Now that shelf goes over the top of your monitor or your PC, and like cameras do, it actually lives up there. Mine is living in front of me now and shining light on me, and just because it's actually attached with this, okay, which is very sturdy. I mean, you've got to push it over to dislodge it. It's very, very sturdy. Okay, as far as the light goes, you can bend the light forwards, and mine is about 70 degrees. I've switched it on so you can see. I switched off again. It bends forward. The other thing it does, if I take it back up, is you can turn it sideways, so it goes 90 degrees that way and 90 degrees that way. Okay, so you can set it up as you want it. The other thing with this stand is that you have a ratchet, and you can move the light up and up and up until it disappears off screen. Okay, so light is on your monitor, and you're now experimenting. You want to get the best light, so you may well have the light like that. Okay, you may have the light like that, but all you need is, this is just to light you, is to have the light coming directly towards you. Now if I put this back down again, okay, so it's gone down again, and I switch it on, you'll notice that I am now lit twice. Okay, just a minute. Okay, I'm okay. The light is very effective, but it doesn't blare out at you. It doesn't disturb at all. The light above me, I don't notice it's there. It's so, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word. If you find the word, then do let me know. But it is very versatile, and it's a soft light rather than a harsh light, which makes a whole world of difference. So we can go up and down, we can go side to side, we can go forward, get the right angle, and we can switch it off. Okay, now on the back of the light are the controls, but there's more than that, which I'll show you in a moment. But you switch it on using the central button. You can control the temperature, the sort of depth of the color, and you can control the brightness with the two switches either side. And that's one way to actually use this. Just plug in the cable, plug it directly into your PC or Mac, switch it on, angle it, whatever you want to do to get the best light. Or, so it's so easy to use out of the box, you can, and this is where the versatile bit comes in, you can actually, I'm not going to do it because I never get it back together again, but you can, yes I will, you can twist the light off and then you can put it onto a tripod stand like so. Okay, and the tripod stand, just standard fitting, it goes on the tripod stand. The advantage of the tripod stand is you can have a small tripod or a large tripod. You can have it anywhere on your desking area. That's the real advantage, is movability. Let's have a new word. Movability, the ability to move the light everywhere that you like. Now, as I said, my Litra light is coming down on me. And if I had to reach up every time I wanted to adjust it, that would be difficult. So Logitech have thought of everything. This light was released in January 2022. And if you've not heard of it before, it's because it is new. It's the only thing that's actually lighting me today. And I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, because I'm going to show you the software, he said. I'm going to show you the software that actually controls this. And I need to pick the right software. I've got it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the software up on screen, full screen. Okay, this is the software that's actually controlling the light that I'm using. The Logitech Litra light, down in the carousel at $59.99 today. And I think that this is a good addition to Logitech's stable of products. Okay, so there we have it. I heard about it when I was watching an Amazon Live replay with Marco Novo and Daniel Sigmund. So thank you to both of them for introducing me to the Logitech Litra Lite. Okay, they will make another appearance later in the week. But this is the software, and the software is so simple and so straightforward to use. I'm going to go side by side. Okay, so I'm side by side. I'm going to change up a bit. I'm going to change my studio slightly so that you can have a better impression. And here we go. So we're now truly side by side. And I'm just going to go here. Right, and now I've got the setting that I want. Okay, so basically, having bought the light, you go to logitech.com, you search for Logitech Litra, and you can then download the software, install it on your computer, or you can scan the QR code, which is in the box. Okay, download the software from Logitech. It's totally free. You bought the light, the software is totally free. Install the software, it will see the light. In actual fact, the software has been around quite a while. It was actually designed, or is designed, for gamers. And if I go back one, you can see that this software can control my Brio stream, 4K stream cam, or the Ultra Glow. So let's go for the Ultra Glow. This is basically when you get the software, choose the Litra Glow, and I just move the software over for a moment. You've got 6 presets. Let's start at the beginning. Okay, you've got the first preset, which is this one. So there's 6 different light settings that come with the Litra Glow light, and you can change the mood of your broadcast simply by selecting a different combination. Okay, so it's going a bit darker. Then the third is basically mild afternoon. Underneath that, soft sunset, and then candlelight. Okay, so this is the candlelight setting. This is for use in the evening, one guesses from the names. They go from beginning of the day to the end of the day, and those are presets actually provided with the light. Now, what you can do, and this is where I'm still experimenting, because what you can do is you can go and you can create your own preset. Now, this preset that I'm on now is not created by Logitech. I did this. Okay, so be aware of that. What we're going to do is we're going to make changes. At the moment, I'm on full brightness, full temperature, and I can adjust the temperature from hot to cold and everywhere in between. So I'm going to go back mid-range. Okay, so that's mid-range on the temperature. Then the brightness is on full. I can take it down to the bottom, which effectively switches the camera off, sort of, or I can put the brightness halfway, and that's it. So you're in control of the light. The software comes with the light. It's free. It's no extra expense. The light is $59.99, as it says down in the carousel. Click on the light, you'll find out more information. Now, I'm going to go back to one of my favorites here. Okay, because you get light settings that you actually, yeah, this is the one they actually use for my live broadcasts. Let's just do the final thing here. If I switch the light off, I go dark. If I switch the light on, I'm lit. So this software is lighting me, and it's lighting me the way I want to be lit. It's my choice. Okay, what you're trying to do with everything that I show you today is to actually be comfortable on camera. That's what it's all about, being comfortable on camera. And lighting is an important part of a live broadcast. Okay, if you're poorly lit, people can tell, and basically eventually people stop watching. What you need is to have good presentation and for your lighting to look good. Now, at the moment, I have no room lights on. I was on room lights for 3 weeks, and I've had enough of being lit by the room lights. The curtains are closed. The only light that is lighting me is the Logitech Litra, and it's doing a very good job of it. It's focused on me. It's it's on top of my monitor. It's next to my Logitech Brio camera, and it simply works. And I control it totally by using the software. So at the beginning of every session, I load the software, and then it's ready to use. I can switch the light on and off. I can change to one of 6 presets. I can do my own preset. And I think that if I go back to here, go back to here. Okay, so software's top, underneath is Marco, Nova, and Daniel. I saw Marco's program 3 weeks ago. I saw Daniel demonstrate the light, and I thought, if you look at the size of the light, okay, it is not a very big light, and it's not overpowering. It's just light, gets the lighting right. Okay, so I want to say thank you to Daniel, and thank you to Marco especially for actually hosting the show with Daniel. That is Logitech Litra Lite. Let's just switch it on again to show you that it's not overpowering, and you only need one light. Okay, now in order for the software to work, let me just go here. In order for the software to work, software up there, you need to plug the light in directly to your computer. If you don't, using the cable supplied, then the software just won't see your light and it won't work. So that's the tech tip. The light, absolutely brilliant, does everything I wanted it to. It's replaced my soft boxes. It works well. you can have this light on. Well, let's just have a look at its main features. If I come back to me, I've done yeah. Okay, so let's just go through the main features before we move on. This is the Logitech Litra Glow, or give it its full title, Logitech Litra Glow Premium LED Stream Lighting. So it is for streaming. It's true soft light, which is why it's not affecting me. The light is on, but I don't notice it. It's got an adjustable monitor mount, which we spoke about, being able to use the tripod. It's got the temperature settings on the software and on the back of the light. It's got a desktop app, which you've just seen. And the app itself basically is called, well, it's the Logitech G Hub. And I was thinking of the BGs then. It's the Logitech G Hub, which is well known to gamers. It's been around for quite a while, so it's tried and tested software. It does have natural tones. It's not blasting you with light. It's very subtle, and you can decide which of the subtle settings you want, and it's fine for all-day streaming. So if you're, because Logitech sort of cater for gamers, and if you're a gamer and you're streaming 8 hours a day, then this is the light for you. If you're streaming half an hour a day, this is the light for you. If you're a streamer, this is the light for you. And we saw you can place it, you can actually change your settings and everything, and you can put it on a stand and it simply works. And the desktop app, I said, is called G Hub. Okay, so that's the Logitech Litra light down in the carousel. You're watching it now, and let's just see what a difference it makes. If I switch it off, I go dark. I switch it back on, I go light. You can tell from the size of it that this is not, it doesn't get in the way. The light's not getting in the way because it's a soft light, and it's just tiny. It's only, I mean, if I put my hand there for comparison, yeah, it's a tiny but very powerful light. You use it 24 hours a day, and it sits on top of your monitor, or it sits on top of a tripod. And I've got to say, I mean, Logitech introduced this in January 2022, so it's only 2 months old, just over 2 months old. And I think the pricing is absolutely, I mean, I checked out competitors, and I'm not going to name them, but I checked out competitors looking for lighting. And this is the best price I've come across. Now, basically, I know that people who watch this broadcast buy this light. I do a broadcast for BeLive for half an hour at 6:30 a.m. 11:30 in the UK, because it's and I was doing a broadcast yesterday just for half an hour, and I just spoke about the light for a minute. In that minute, a friend contacted me and said, how do I buy it? Yeah, so I know Peter Stewart's bought one, John has bought one, my comrades who broadcast on Thursday on Blowing for Britain, they've both bought them. I've got two. So Logitech Litra light is, let's bring it back on top of its stand over there. Okay, just making sure it's stable. It's stable. We have stability. Okay, now what I've tried to do is actually put things back where they live whilst I'm live broadcasting. Now, if you've any questions at all about anything that I show during a live broadcast, then please do ask. Okay, I'm an independent broadcaster, and there are thousands of us. There are 4 of us from the UK, and we're grateful to be here. And we're here because we're enthusiastic about the items that are in the carousel. I own the items in the carousel. I can show you them, I can demonstrate them, I can answer your questions about them. If you've got questions about live broadcasting, I've been doing live broadcasting for 6 years. Yeah, started off on Blab, and now we've gone through Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And I'm broadcasting today, just so you know, this is not, we are broadcasting today from here. Let's put the logo up. Okay, so I'm broadcasting from BeLive. I'm in my BeLive studio. I must take a photograph of this and show you what my studio looks like. I'll do that for tomorrow. I'm live again tomorrow at 9 AM Eastern, and I'll bring a photograph with me. Okay, now, if you're thinking, you're watching me now, you're thinking, how do I do that? How do I go live on Amazon Live? Then I run courses on it every weekday, well, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 times a week, teaching people how to get onto Amazon Live. There is a path you can follow. If you think you can do what I'm doing now, I've got news for you. You can. Okay? If you've got a following on social media and you want to be on camera and are on camera, then you can apply to broadcast on Amazon Live. If you want to know how, just drop me a line. All you need to do is find me anywhere. Yeah, okay. So just find Stephen Healey, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, anywhere, and just send me a message. And if you think or want to do this, I think that's the most important thing. There's thinking you can do this and wanting to do this are decidedly 2 separate things. Okay, right. I'm here to help. Okay, so if you have any questions at all, please do ask. This is a free resource. Okay, we're all independent broadcasters working for ourselves, broadcasting on Amazon Live because we've been through a process. And once you've got through that process, we can go live on Amazon Live when we want. And I go live every weekday at 9 AM Eastern. And it's a pleasure to have you with me today. And please ask questions, make comments, tell me where you're from. Because I come from the networking world. Basically, I started in live video 6 years ago, and I made hundreds of contacts and friends. Some people are confirmed friends around the globe, just simply through live broadcasting. People I've not met, but I've known for 6 or 7 years. And we get together and we broadcast together and all sorts of things. If you want to tell me who you are, please do. Okay, now, the next place we're going to go to, I remember 6 years ago. I'm about to introduce you to a camera. I'm just setting the decks up, so just give me a second. I just need to put something away. Okay. When you first start broadcasting, you do not need to buy anything. When you do your first broadcast, use the internal camera and the internal microphone. If you're going to do a Facebook Live, they are perfectly capable of doing so. If it's you and you're thinking of going live but not quite there yet, okay, this is what you can do. Find a friend, a good friend. Create a group on Facebook with just the 2 of you as members. Okay, go live in the group with your friend watching. Now, they're a good friend. They're going to tell you what you do right and what you do wrong. They're going to be very supportive. And this is putting your toe in the water to actually going live properly. Nobody can see you. Only your friend can see you. Then do a couple of broadcasts with your friend and just get used to being on camera. Then invite 2 more friends, so there are 4 of you, and broadcast again and do a couple of broadcasts. Then invite 4 more friends, so there are 8 of you in the group. Yeah, and you're actually building, well, you're actually gaining experience on being on camera. You're building up a support group. I'll come back to that in a moment. And you're actually just, you're doing it. If you're live in front of 7 friends, then you're actually live broadcasting. Simple as that. You've done it. You've done it. Double the 8 to 16 people in the group and do 2 or 3 lives. And if anybody else wants to have a go on camera, let them. Let other people have a go on camera as well. Bring 4 people on camera. Experiment. Okay. All of this using your internal camera and your internal microphone. You've not spent a penny. You've had fun with your friends, and you've basically practiced and practiced and practiced And now comes the big moment. The big moment is, instead of broadcasting to the group, you broadcast to Facebook Live. You've learned how to do it. Your friends have helped you. They pointed out what you should and what you shouldn't do. So when you go live on Facebook Live for the first time, guess what? You've got 15 friends who will come and watch you because they've watched you since you started out. They all come and support you. You've got an audience of 15 before you actually do your first live. And when you go live, they will cheer. And people will see them cheering. And other people who you don't know will come and watch. That's the point at which you want to get hardware. You want to invest in additional hardware. Don't do it before then. You have to make sure that you're happy doing this. Both Marco and I know people who spent thousands of dollars on equipment, gone live for the first time, not enjoyed it, sold the equipment on eBay. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it, private group on Facebook, 2 of you, 4 of you, 8 of you, 16 of you, then go live and then start looking for external equipment. Now, hopefully you didn't hear that. Live broadcasting is certainly, well, it's a journey. It's to be enjoyed, but it is one of continual and never-ending improvement. Yeah, you want to improve the way you look. You want to improve the way you sound. You want to improve your lighting, which we were just talking about. Well, you can actually improve your presence on camera by getting your first external camera. Now, your first external camera is down in the carousel at the moment. This is the ideal first camera. This is the Logitech C920X, right? Okay. Now, first question is, how long do cameras last? I bought this 6 years ago. I've had this camera for the last 6 years. It works as well today as it did 6 years ago. There's a newer model, which is the one in the carousel. I'm not saying you a 6-year-old camera. I wouldn't do that. Okay. But the beauty of this camera is you've got the central lens and then you've got twin stereo microphones. So this is not just an external camera. This is external microphones too. So you're actually getting 2 things in one. You're improving your video quality and you're improving your sound all at the same time. This is the camera. I mean, I bought this 6 years ago. My friends all bought this, and a lot of my friends still use this. Yeah, it's 90 degrees field of view. In English, it can see wide 90 degrees. I'm trying to get a 90-degree angle. So it's got a 90-degree field of view. Yeah. Now, when you get it, it comes like this. And what you do is you open it up like that. And it's still got the cellophane on. You see, I've not even removed the cellophane. And then you angle it to go on your desktop. Okay, that's the way you actually do it. So it fits on your desktop. You take it out of the box. Just a minute. It's got a USB connector, USB-A connector. You plug it into your PC. That's all you do. You switch your PC on. PC says, "Oh, another C920X." The camera is everywhere. I know hundreds of people who actually use it. This is the ideal first camera for live broadcasting. And when I say live broadcasting, I include Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch on your website. Ideal first camera, good quality camera, great build. Now, this is the C920X, and the X stands for extra. And I'll show you what the extra is about in a minute. Okay, because the extra is worth having. The extra makes this camera a bargain. Okay. Now, it goes on your monitor like that. Okay. But you can close it up. And earlier, you saw me get hold of this. Okay. You don't have to mount the camera on top of your monitor. On the bottom of the camera is a socket into which you can screw a tripod, like so. I'm not going to do it now because my live demonstrations are not the best. But basically, you just turn it like that. Okay. keeping hold of the camera. Don't twirl the camera, twirl the stand is my hint of the day. And eventually what you get is the camera is now on the stand. And the beauty of this is, rather than being fixed on top of your monitor, this camera can now go anywhere on your desking. Yeah, that's the first thing. It can go anywhere on your desking. Okay, any angle you want. You can tilt it. You can do, because it's on a gimbal, you can actually tilt it to whatever angle you want. Okay, and it could be a second or a third camera. Yeah. Now it's ideal for broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. But the X stands for extra, and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to switch from the Litra Glow, which we saw a moment ago, over to Logitech C920X. This is the camera that you're actually looking at. And just to confirm, the X stands for extra. Now, the X actually stands for, just let me find something. It's down in my carousel, although I got it. Okay. The X stands for extra. You notice the green screen behind me. I love green screens. I really do love green screens. I love using green screen software. The best green screen software that I've ever come across is a program called XSplit Webcam. You get a 3-month license. Just a minute, let's go down here. Logitech C920X includes a 3-month license of XSplit Webcam. Okay. Now, every time a new version of the software comes out for XSplit Webcam, I create a video. The video goes on YouTube and people watch it, including XSplit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the software that you can actually get. Just want to find it. Okay. So this is the software that you can actually get if you buy Logitech C920X that's down in the carousel. You get a 3-month license to this software, and this software is the best background removal tool I've seen. And I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit Webcam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. Let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit Webcam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing the button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit Webcam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Second thing you can do, take that off now. We are talking about Logitech C920X camera. This one, okay. You get a 3-month license to exploit Webcam. You can use your own images. You can use a YouTube video as your backdrop, a moving backdrop. You can use a web page as your backdrop. Now, if you use your own web page, there's no problem. So you use your own video, there's no problem. If you're using somebody else's video, just make sure that it actually works. Okay, if it doesn't work, end of, because as far as the video is concerned, the video has to be public and embeddable. And some people don't allow you to embed their videos on your website. So it doesn't work. Just move on to the next one. Don't panic about it. It's nothing you've done. Nothing the camera has done. Nothing the software has done. It's just a fact of life that you can't play that video. And then the final place that you can actually get images for your backdrop from is from unsplash.com. And if I think, yeah, unsplash.com is the third place that you can actually get backgrounds. And basically, photographers from around the world send their best pictures into Unsplash. You've got a search engine, you've got free choice. If you type in Paris, you'll get possibly the Eiffel Tower. If you type in New York, you might get the Empire State or whatever. You can choose the backgrounds, download them to your hard drive, job done. Now, the thing is that we live in a situation where if you're on the Unsplash site, you can actually tweet out the photograph, which is a way of saying thank you to the photographer and a way of showing that you actually enjoyed their pictures. Yeah, so do that. So Logitech C920X. Now, if you noticed, just a moment for me for a moment, if you noticed that I was wearing glasses in that video, and I normally do wear glasses, and all my publicity material shows me wearing glasses, I'm glad that you're with me today, because this is the first time that I have appeared glassless. And it's, well, I think it takes some getting used to. For wearing glasses, I had was in hospital on Sunday, had a cataract operation. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. There are no obstacles in my way. And here I am 3 days after the operation. I'm broadcasting live on Amazon Live, and I don't need my glasses anymore. So thank you to New Medica in Gloucester for such an effective operation. And it is good to be actually broadcasting without glasses. And thank you for watching me today on this momentous occasion. Okay, back to the camera. Okay, so the camera is Logitech C920X. The X stands for extras, in this case, Expert Webcam, full 1080p, 30 frames per second. That's the normal 30 frames per second. On to the next one. It's got light correction. If I turn the lights off, the camera will do itself best to actually correct the lighting, so I look okay. And as you're going to see in a moment with another camera, there is advanced software you can use with this, which is free from Logitech. You've got the camera, you get the software for free. Okay, and it is low light setting, as we said. And finally, 78 degrees field of view. Okay, that's how wide it can see. And coming up the home straight, I said I've had this camera 6 years, and that much is true. But the latest version of it, this version of it, re-engineered, totally released on March 31st, 2020. Okay, and this camera comes with a 3-month license to XPV. So I'm going to put this camera away. Okay, I don't use this camera anymore. It is, as I said at the top of the broadcast, it actually works. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I plug it into my second computer and it works straight away. It's just that I wanted to change, and I wanted to broadcast in 4K. Okay, I wanted to broadcast in 4K. So wanting to broadcast in 4K, this is capable of 1080p and 720p. 720p DVD resolution, 1080 better than that, HD. Okay, but I wanted to go, I'm just pulling that safely away. I wanted to broadcast in 4K. Okay, now you're actually watching the Logitech Brio now. This is me on the Logitech Brio. Okay, so this is the camera I'm using today. It's the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. You're watching it. It is 90 degrees. It is 720, 1080 and 4K. And it is a dependable camera. I've had this camera 18 months, 2 years, and I just got it on the top of my monitor. It's plugged directly into my PC, and you could plug it into a Mac, and it's just a USB-A connector, and it's so simple and straightforward. And your Windows machine, your Mac machine will recognize the Brio straight away. But I wanted to we can't. Okay, we cannot do live broadcasts in 4K at the moment to the world. Okay, unless you broadcast to YouTube. YouTube, I've got a comment coming in. YouTube, and I know this comment is highly relevant, but we're going to see in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Okay, and we'll go off topic. Hey to Corinda, and Corinda is saying, "Where are your glasses?" And I've just explained. You just missed it, Corinda. I had a cataract operation in Gloucester last Sunday, and I don't need, after all these years, to wear glasses anymore. And I'm eternally grateful to the staff at Gloucester. So I can see clearly. I'm not going to say the song again, but thank you for asking, Corinda. And thank you for noticing. Okay. So there's a bit more to that. Mate, wear your glasses, mate. Okay. Okay. So I wanted to broadcast in 4K, and the Logitech Brio 4K camera does just that. Okay. Now, the internet's not good enough to actually broadcast, but it's just, we're not 4K yet. You're watching me at 720p, which is DVD quality. Next up is 1080 and then 4K. The internet cannot sustain 4K because as you go up from 720p to 1080p, the number of pixels, the amount of data transmitted from 720 to 1080, the amount of data doubles. Yeah. And if you're watching me now on a mobile phone, I'm sending you twice as much data as I need to, which is why Amazon decides on 720. But 4K is where it's going to be. This is the future. Okay, now with my Brio 4K camera, I can record locally and I can upload to sites that host 4K. Yeah. Or if it's just me on screen, I can use XSplit Broadcaster and broadcast out live to YouTube in 4K. Now, it is a squeeze because it takes up so much of your graphic resource, but it works. And you can go live on YouTube with this Logitech Brio 4K camera. Now, this minute, if you buy it, you'll be on live tomorrow. It's also a wider field of vision. When we said the C920 was 78 degrees, the Brio is 90 degrees. It can see more, and you'll see that in a moment. Okay. So just a few salient features: that it is ultra 4K HD video. It's got noise cancelling microphone, just as the C920X had a microphone. This has got microphone too. So you're not just getting the camera, you're getting a microphone, and it's got noise cancelling. The noise cancelling is important. Okay. The only thing that you can hear right now is my voice through my Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And the reason for that is that I'm actually using noise cancelling software. You can't hear the sounds around me because I'm using noise cancelling software. It's worth it because it gets rid of the background noise. Okay. And the next point, before we go on to a demonstration, it's got high definition light correction. So if I switch the lights off, okay, then the Brio will do its best to correct, okay, which is not too bad, but I'd rather switch the light back on. Okay, so that's the light back on, and it's better with lights. You just need Logitech Litra light down in the carousel. Right, now with all Logitech cameras, there is a piece of software which you can download to actually control the camera, and it's called Logitech Capture. Just go to logitech.com, download the software, and you have control of your camera. This is the software I'm going to show you now. Okay, so let's share screen again, and I'm just going to go screen share. Just give me a moment, it takes a minute to set up, but we'll be there. Window, and hopefully, right. So I'm going to bring it up on screen. So you go to logitech.com, download the software, and this is the software. Well, this is what the software does. Okay, what I haven't done, there are two, I best explain. There are two, we don't need, Daniel's back with Logitech Litra Light. Don't need Daniel. Okay, you've seen the video, so we don't need the video. Where's the video? Okay, we'll leave it at that. The video must be over here somewhere. Just a second. Just take a breather for a second. Oh, that's it. Right, okay. That's better. So now on screen, you've got me and you've got the Logitech software, but there are two pieces of software, both have the same functionality. This piece of software, also free from Logitech.com, it's just easier to demonstrate what you can do with the software. Now, just to make a point, when you get a Logitech camera, you can just plug it in. You don't need to do anything. Okay, but if you get the software, there's a host of features that you can make use of. Okay, and there's the software on the right. Okay, now I'm going to take that off. Now, I do apologize for this in advance, but you can zoom in. You ready for this? I'm going to zoom in, get the right software, I'm going to zoom in. If I zoom in, yeah, I'm getting bigger and bigger. That's not good. Just go down a minute. Whenever you're setting up a camera, please do not cut the top of your head off. This is not a good look. It does not look good on Zoom. It doesn't look good on live video. Do not cut the top of your head off. Okay, so let's go down again, back to where I was. Okay, and this is a setting that I like to use. So I've just reduced the zoom. So I can zoom in and zoom out. Now I'm going to make a change to the screen layout. Just give me a moment. I need to show something else. So I'm going to change the theme to here. Okay, and I'm going to go like this. Okay, still using the same software. I can pan to the left and show you the office that side. I can pan to the right and get there. Okay, so I can choose where I am on screen. Okay, just by using the button, I can get back to where I was, sort of. You never get back to exactly where you were. And then I can pan down and I can pan up. Right, so we've got pan, tilt. Okay, controls are here. So you can get to yourself to where you're happy with how you appear on screen. If you want, well, let's just carry on for a moment and all become apparent. Okay, so this is the Logitech software, download free from the site, controls the 920, 922, 925, 930 and the Brio. Okay, you can change the field of view. Okay, this is the 90-degree field of view, and you can see more of my office. Now, when we actually, Oh, right. When we actually start off, this is probably okay. I just want to nix that for a moment, just a second. I want to hide that because just a note, Corinda, I'm running on my script today. Back to the software. Okay, so you can see more at 90 degrees, then we go to 78 degrees, and then we go to 65 degrees. Yeah, and 65 degrees is tight on me. Okay, 78 is the one I normally use, and the 90 degree you will rarely see. Back to the 78 that I love. Okay, so we're going back to 78, and this is how I like to appear on screen. Okay, so next, go to the advanced, and this is, we've done the movement things. Okay, we've done the zoom, we've done left and right and up and down and all around there. Now we're going to look at how you look on screen. You can actually increase the brightness until people can't see you, or you can decrease the brightness until people can't see you. The happy medium is to be on a brightness of 50%. Okay, and I'm on 49, 48, just a second, just a slight nudge. Okay, and we're there. Okay, I can change the color intensity. I can increase the intensity, and I think I've broken it. Just a minute. I can increase the color intensity. That's not good. So I'm going to go back. Hopefully I'm going to go back. I'm always afraid that when I do this demonstration, just a minute, I'm always afraid that something's going to stick and I'm going to be orange for the rest of the broadcast. All right, okay. You can change the contrast down or up, and you can change auto white balance. So the whole point about this is that if you download the software, you can control how you look on screen. And it's important. It works out of the box. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but it works better. And you're more comfortable when you actually use the software that comes with the camera for free. It gives it a whole new realm of possibilities, makes it so versatile. It's so easy to download and install. Software recognizes your camera straight away and puts you in total control of how you look on camera. So that is behind the scenes with the Logitech Brio, and I can tell you that the Logitech Brio webcam is today 165.69, which is 17% off. Okay, so it's 17% off. I paid more than that. It's an Ultra 4K camera. Okay, and just to go through the rest of it, wide field of view. We've seen the 90-degree field of view. It's 4 times the resolution of a typical HD camera. It's 4K. And as I say, you can use 4K and broadcast to YouTube. So you can get used to it straight away. You can make 4K videos. Better resolution. You look clearer. Simple as that. On whatever you're doing. And it's got its own Logitech light adjustment. We talked about that. The compensating for low light. 3 fields of view, which we've looked at, 90, 78 and 65. This camera is up to 90 frames per second. I'm coming to you at 30 FPS, which is the industry standard. The more frames per second, the higher the frames per second, the better the quality of the video. The Logitech Brio is capable of 90 frames per second. Okay. And it's got versatile mounting options. We said that it can actually go on top of a tripod, just like the C920X. It's 4K 1080 720, and coming down the home straight now, February 7th, 2017, the camera was released, and it's been obviously been updated since. Software's updated on a regular basis. And Logitech Capture, go to logitech.com, download the software. Okay, so we've looked at 2 cameras. If you have any questions about any of those, then please do ask. As I say, I'm an independent Amazon Live broadcaster. I'm here to help you on your quest, and this is a free resource on Amazon Live. And I just want to say a big thank you. Jeffrey, thank you. Jeffrey has just followed me on Amazon Live, and you helped make my day, sir. Being followed on Amazon Live is the greatest accolade you as a viewer can actually give us. It has benefits. Okay, first of all, I'm grateful because you've done it, and in Amazon's eyes, the more followers I've got, then the more influential I am. End of. But from your point of view, basically it means that if you follow somebody, you will never miss their broadcasts, because at the top of the screen now is a following tab, and you can see when the people you're following are live, or you can watch their latest show. So the purpose in following is to keep track of your favorite broadcasters. And thank you, Jeffrey, for the follow. Okay, now the next item I'm going to go on to, and we come to the change of the hour. Thank you again, Jeffrey. Is we're going to change pace, and I'm going to check what Corinda's saying. And Corinda's been saying a whole lot of things. And Corinda wants to ask, I don't know which orange box you're referring to, Corinda. Okay, and okay, Corinda, thank you for watching, and see you later. Okay, now the question is, thank you for watching an Amazon Live. It means a lot, and basically what I'm going to show you now is a hobby that I took up in March 2021, and we're going to talk about oh, just a minute before we go. Right, I've got something down in the carousel now, and I have a Microsoft Surface Book 2, as you know, and this is my Microsoft Surface mouse. This mouse, okay, and on and off you just bend it, and that's how you switch it on and off. It is extremely sensitive, and it's a gentle arc, easy to use. But I just noticed if you click the link in the carousel, you will see the Microsoft Surface Arc mouse, and it's red. It's a red. I just for interest's sake, just take a look. It is a red mouse. I mean, I wouldn't have I might have a blue mouse, but I prefer a black. But Microsoft red mouse, I was just intrigued by it. It works obviously the same way as the Microsoft Surface Arc mouse. Okay, but we're actually going to the item that's next to it in the carousel, which is, well, I'm a desktop guy. I broadcast on desktop, and I broadcast, as you know, on Amazon Live 9 AM Eastern every day. I do 3 shows for Be Live. Just a minute, I need to switch the mouse back on. I do 3 shows for Be Live. Let's just have a look at Be Live. And go here. And go here. So I do 3 shows a week for Be Live. I work as a content creator. Now I've got my 5 Amazon Live shows. And desktop's my thing. I love being in my Be Live studio and actually going live on Amazon Live or Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, but specifically Amazon Live. But my second love, at the weekend, I don't do any of this live video thing in terms of desktop broadcasting. At the weekend, I go out and about and I broadcast on mobile. Yeah, and I've discovered a new hobby. This in this box is a way of keeping fit. Okay, wear your Fitbit and use this, and you're exercising, and you don't even notice. Okay, so I've lost a bit on the floor, but the bit I want to show you is actually here. This is the Hoem iSteady gimbal. And this is the gimbal that I use at the weekend. At the weekend, Angelica and I go out and about, and we visit English country houses and castles and national monuments, and we enjoy the day, especially if it's sunny. And then I go out and about with my gimbal, and I go live. I broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch using the gimbal. There's something about going live, but equally well, I could just use it for recording. Now, there is a problem. There are two problems. If you use your mobile phone for shooting video, then you're going to hold it very, very tight, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want to drop the camera. If you've got an expensive iPhone camera, the last thing you want to do is to drop it on the floor. And if you're taking a mobile video, you're either concentrating on the video and the phone may go on the floor, or you're not getting your best shot. Yeah, if you're clamping the phone so tightly so you don't want to drop it, and you would do. I mean, $1,200 iPhone, you're not going to let that go in a hurry, are you? You're going to hold on tight. The second thing is this: that as you're walking along, to get it framed right, you are going to go up and down. Your phone is going to go up and down. Now, I do appreciate that I'm exaggerating here, but the end result is a very shaky video. Now, it's your video, you're going to watch it. But if you want to put your video up on YouTube, you really do need to have a steady video. And you can't do that if you're holding the camera. It's impossible to do. If you're walking uphill and down dale, you're walking around a castle or a country house or a national monument, your phone's going to move. And that means that it's very difficult then to actually show other people the video. That's what the gimbal does. Okay. Gimbal's job in life is twofold. Okay. Your phone fits in the gimbal. Okay. Take the case off first. Okay. Do take the case off. Okay. Take the case off your phone, and your phone goes into the gimbal. The gimbal jaws here, the clamp, will expand so that your phone can go inside. Yeah. Phone in the gimbal with, wrong side up then, phone in the gimbal with the camera at the top and resting on the base. Okay. And if you've got the case off, it will rest properly on the base. It'll be securely held. That's what it's about. So that's your first problem. That's the hanging on tightly to the phone. The second part of it is this is a gimbal. And as you go up and down, the gimbal goes up and down, and the result is a very steady image. And you're creating video which people can then watch, and you can upload it to YouTube and people can watch it. I've shot videos visiting Stonehenge, visiting local places, and the videos go up to YouTube and people come and watch them. So if you want people to watch your videos, yeah, this gimbal is the answer. Okay, I've got the Zion behind me in the box, but this is lightweight. The control panel at the front, once you've got the phone in, you just press the on button, bottom right, and it's powered. Now, just a note, just a second. Just bear with me a second. I just want to do something. I'm going to stop screen sharing. Okay. Now, to the side of me, you can't see a thing, can you? Just a minute. It's very dark. I'm lit for me, but I'm not actually lit for my demonstration area. Just a second. Okay. Let's clear this up. I'm doing a lot of work here just for a very simple point, but it is an important point. So forgive me for a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to change the setting, the scene setting. Okay, I'm going to shrink. Okay, so there's the gimbal. Before you switch the gimbal on, do make sure the gimbal is on a steady surface. Desktop, bench, rock, you want a flat surface before you switch the gimbal on, because the first thing the gimbal does is basically it sets itself up. Okay, it calibrates and it works out how much it's lifting, it works out everything it needs to do. And to actually do that, you need to have the gimbal on a solid surface. Okay. Whilst we're here, I'll introduce you to a few things down in the carousel. Okay, and you could just scroll the carousel, you find them. TP-Link Deco, Wi-Fi software, absolutely brilliant. There's a plant. We're going to watch this plant grow through 2022. It should flower. There's another plant. There's my, if we bring this center screen, there's my mug from Belive. We've got the Aftershocks headphones. They're down in the carousel too. Okay. Now, these are all things that I use on a daily basis. And I recommend, because I actually use them and I know the benefits of actually having them. Okay, so, but we're talking about, let's come back to me for a second. We're talking about this gimbal. Now, I can show you the gimbal and say, this is a wonderful gimbal. It is. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a short video. And this video, just let me get here. I just need to set something up and go here. And I just want to get down to a title. Okay, I'm going to show you a video that was created using this gimbal, so you get an idea of what's possible using this gimbal. So let me go down to my videos, and I'm going to pick a video, and we're going to go here. So here's where we're going. We're going to Salisbury Cathedral. Now, Salisbury Cathedral is about 90 miles away from London, built in the 11th century. It is a place of pilgrimage for people around the world, and it also houses, well, rather than my telling you, what we're going to do is this video, as I say, was shot using a home gimbal, and I'm going to play the video now.
Walk around and it is a great place to visit. There's something about Salisbury. And say hello to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hopefully I'm live on my website too as we take this walk around Salisbury Cathedral. This is going to be a short broadcast, but hopefully it's a successful one. I can't see your comments because I'm actually just following around the cloisters. Okay, now the plan is we'll walk around the four sides of the cloisters and try and avoid people. But Salisbury for centuries has been a place of pilgrimage, just in the same way that pilgrims in Spain go on pilgrimages. Then this is one of the places that people from Europe used to come and visit. We're about to go past a door in a moment, a very special door. So we head towards the end of the corridor, and this piece is closed off. There are gardens through that door. We can go out into the gardens, but we're coming up the third side of the cloisters. And if I go over here, then I can give you an idea of what he said standing up, what the cloisters actually look like. It is a beautiful sight. As I just pan round to the cathedral itself, and hopefully I can just climb down again. Okay, 1, 2, we're down. Okay, so now on our right, and it will be described in a moment on this poster here, this is the chapter house. And the chapter house, we can sort of look through the glass, but that's where there is one of the copies of the Magna Carta from 1215. And it's one of the original copies made at the time of the original. It's one of only 3 existing copies.
Right, I've shown you the interior. What we're going to now is just quickly zoom fast forward and I'm going to show you the exterior of the cathedral.
This is the Magna Carta, and it says the idea of what the cathedral actually looks like. I'm just going to try and adjust here because I do want to get it. That's it. I'm going right to the top of the spire, and it will be cold up there today, and then coming down. Sorry for the being juddery, but we're actually coming down the external walls of the cathedral. Okay, so it is the 21st December.
That video, I'm going to hide. Okay, and I'm going to come back to me. That video was shot using this gimbal, and it shows what a difference using a gimbal makes. It keeps your phone safe, it keeps the film steady, and I've shot videos of Stonehenge and Salisbury you've just seen, and Avebury, and all the places in Wiltshire that you should visit if you're coming over to the UK, and they all are top quality because of this gimbal. Okay, so that's what a gimbal can do for you. And I'm just going to get a little bit closer to the screen. Okay, not too close. Don't cut your head off, and take that off screen. So that's my weekend hobby, is actually making those videos using the home gimbal on my phone. But there's one other thing that you actually need. You'll notice that I highlighted it in the carousel. I was actually doing a narration on that video. I was actually talking and giving a guided tour of Salisbury Cathedral. And I do that with all the videos that I do. But if I'd used my microphone in my camera and on single direction, that would have been okay. But to be good quality sound, you actually need a lapel microphone. And this is the PowerDeWise lapel microphone that I use, and I used on that video there. This is the difference between an amateur video and a semi-professional video. This is the sound quality, comes from there. Now, if I go over here, this is the carrying pouch, which is very important because you want to put your camera you've got with you, your gimbal is in your rucksack, and this is in your rucksack too. And it says on the back, words can change lives, record them perfectly. And you can, get the sound quality that you're looking for whilst you're out and about. Now, obviously, you can't carry an Elgato Wave 3 microphone with you, but what you can carry with you when you're out and about is a lapel microphone. It doesn't look much, but in actual fact, this lapel microphone is the difference between sounding okay and sounding really good. Okay, there's the microphone. Okay, it's got a crocodile clip attached, and basically with the crocodile clip, you just attach that to your clothing like so. Sorry, like so. So attach it to your clothing, and then the other end of it goes into, just a minute, goes into your mobile phone. It goes into the audio socket on your mobile phone. As soon as you put this external microphone into your mobile phone, the internal microphone cuts out, and the only microphone that can be heard is the lapel microphone, and that does give good quality sound. Because it's actually attached to you, you're absorbing a lot of the background noise. You'll still get a background noise, but the first sound on your video will be you, clearly. Yeah. Now, 5-6 years ago, I started doing courses on Udemy, training people how to go live on video, and I've got about 16,000 students. But in order to get on Udemy, which is probably the best online course service in the world, you have to have high quality video. A high quality video is not a problem, but you need high quality sound. And they said, well, okay, what you need to do is you need to soundproof your studio. office, in other words. You need to put egg carton shells all the way around to actually. No, you don't. Not now. Not these days. What you need, and I used in my Udemy courses, was this, the Pearl microphone. And this, the Pearl microphone, just gave me good quality sound on all my Udemy videos. So it's not just for doing mobile video, it's also for doing recording courses, for training people. It has a dual function. And today, as I put the microphone down, just going over to my ad and catching up with what's going on. And thank you for watching. It is a professional grade microphone. Today it's 41% off. It's $35.45. Now I've got to say, that is a very good price. Whilst I'm live, there are discounts on the products, some of the products in the carousel. That is 41% off. If you click the link in the carousel, you'll get it for $35.45. And what you're actually getting is the ability to have, just actually disentangle it, to have high quality sound on your video. Now, we talked earlier about external microphones when broadcasting. This works well as an external microphone. In fact, it's underrated as an external microphone. I could use this microphone to live broadcast, as I'm doing today. And what I'll do is, for tomorrow's broadcast, hopefully, is I'll test this using it on my PC, and I'll let you hear the sound of this. But you heard the sound, you heard the sound of this microphone in the video that I just showed you. The video that we did of, not there, just a minute. I've lost something. I'll come back to me. Okay, we just watched a video of Salisbury Cathedral, and the sound came through this, and the sound was very high quality, and that's what you're after. At the end of the day, in broadcasting, there are three things which are important. Your camera, okay, and we said start off with the internal camera, then go to the Logitech C920, then go to the Brio, and be seen in glorious 4K. All these items are down the carousel. Second item that's important in live broadcasting is the lighting. We've talked about Logitech Litra light, and if I switch my light off, I'll go decidedly dark. If I switch my light back on, I will go back to how I like to look on camera. The other thing is sound. Now I'm going to show you a microphone in a moment. I've got to tidy up first, but I'm going to show you another microphone, but I will let you listen to this tomorrow in the broadcast. I'm live at 9 AM Eastern every single weekday and demonstrating everything that's down in the carousel, different things every day. This basically is the best lapel microphone I found. It's so easy to use. It just clips onto your clothing. The other end goes into your mobile phone. That's it. It could equally well go into your PC, as we'll see tomorrow. But for high quality sound, this lapel microphone, I can just say that it's crystal clear, powerful sound using the Power Device lapel microphone. You just heard it, and I've got this thing about orange, as you know. The Litra light, the packaging is good, and in the box you get 3.5 millimeter jack and a barcode to zap to get the latest information in the manual. But you don't. This is the very definition of plug and play. Yeah, you just plug it in and it works. Okay, and I will put together its best features for tomorrow. We'll actually make a feature out of this. Yeah, so that is my favorite lapel microphone down in the carousel, 41% off today. So I'm going to put that away. All right. I don't know where you found this, but cables tend to get tangled up. But if you put this back in its case, after you've got it out, then you have a very handy carrying case. Okay. And words can change lives. record them perfectly is the motto. So that can go over there. We saw, so mobile phone, gimbal, microphone, perfect combination. And you'll get pretty good videos if you use those three. No shaking, no worrying about losing the camera, no worry about bad sound, all taken care of. And you can create high quality recorded or live video just using those three. And I've got to say that going out and about at the weekend and actually filming things, you can watch back on a winter's evening, you can share to other people on YouTube because the quality's right. You've got the videos right, you've got the sound right, and you can show it to other people, and people will come and watch. And people watch my Stonehenge video, people watch my Avebury video, my Salisbury video, all on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. If you want to see my videos, I can only show you a small part of the video on Amazon Live because it's all about me being live, not me playing my favorite recorded video. All the videos about 20-25 minutes long. If you want to visit Stonehenge, you can visit Stonehenge by just typing Stephen Healey into YouTube, Stephen Healey Stonehenge, and you can see Stonehenge on a very rainy day when I got absolutely soaked to the skin. It's fun to watch now, but it wasn't at the time. And you can watch on a sunny day as well, which was back in December, Boxing Day 2021. And I went around Stonehenge then, using the gimbal, using the microphone. It is great fun to actually do. Thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. I do appreciate it. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, wait a minute. I suppose if you just join me, you haven't got a clue who I am. Just let me go here. Okay. This is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healey, and you're watching Stephen live from the UK. And just a note, I'm an independent broadcaster, and if you want to ask questions, you can ask me questions about live broadcasting and any item in my carousel, and it's not a carousel. Okay, right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go on to and is over here. This broadcast is called, just a minute, it's called Lights, Camera, Action. Okay, the lights and the camera, lights, camera, action, same from the old movie days, John Wayne making the movies, and the director said, lights, camera, action, the clapperboard came down and the scene started. Okay, let me just hide a few things. Okay, just hide that and take that off as well. So we're back to me. Lights, camera, action. This is the action part of it. Okay. Down in the carousel at the moment is the Fitbit Inspire 2. And the Fitbit Inspire 2 today is 21% off. If you click link in the carousel and you go to look at Fitbits, then you get it for $78 instead of $99. Okay, so 21% saving. This is my Fitbit Inspire 2. Okay. I've owned Fitbits for the last 8 years, and this is my 4th Fitbit. I change every 2 years because technology improves. The technology now, absolutely brilliant. It has a job. Okay. It has the job of counting your steps. Now, if you just walk around your house, you'll do about a mile, probably just slightly less than a mile a day. As soon as you go out your front door and you start exercising, that's where benefits to your health kick in. I stay fit purely by walking. We went out for a walk this lunchtime. It was windy. Did that stop us? No. Angelica set a challenge, my partner Angelica, set a challenge for both of us in December last year. And she said, right, we're going to go walking every single day of 2021. 2022. We're going to go out the front door and we're going to go for a walk. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 mile, 2 miles, or 3 miles. We're actually going to go out for a walk every day. Now, if you're ill, you get credit for that. If you're busy, you get credit for that, but you can only have 15 days off. Okay. Now we're in Q2 of 2022 now, and we are on day 59, 90. We're on day 96, and we have been out walking for 89 of those 96 days. Angelica's keeping the record on a spreadsheet, and we've taken the Fitbit Inspire with us. This is the centerpiece of staying fit, is to have a Fitbit Inspire 2 or anything from the Fitbit series. Now, this is the Fitbit as supplied by Fitbit with the black band. Now, you can have any type of band. You can have designer bands, you can have sparkly bands, you can have fluorescent bands, any band you like. There are people who manufacture bands to go with Fitbit, and there are different. If you go to the link in the carousel, there are lots of these there. Now, Fitbit is owned by Google. So in terms of, is the company secure? Yes, it's owned by Google. Google bought the company. I bought the Fitbit. I'm part of that system now. Now, this is just the start of things. I put this Fitbit on when I get up in the morning, okay? And I take it off when I go to bed, okay? So it measures my steps all day long. And I try and do 8,000 steps a day, 4 miles. Yeah, 2,000 steps equals 1 mile. That's my target. During the summer, not a problem. During the winter, a bit difficult, as you'll see in a moment. But this Fitbit, first of all, there is no subscription. You buy the Fitbit, that's it. Everything I'm about to show you now is totally free because you have a Fitbit. We're going to take a look at, just let me close something down. And I'm going to go over, and hopefully this will work. Okay, we are live, things can go wrong, but hopefully not. And we're going to go over to, if I could type, typing's a skill. I'm actually loading up a website, now I'm coming back. So I'm loading the website up. I want to show you Fitbit.com because there's a whole ecosystem behind this. Yeah, this is just the beginning of getting out, walking and keeping fit in 2022. This is how it starts. Okay, just give me a second. And I've got to log in. Just give me a moment. Very secure is the website, and it's logging me in. And hopefully I'll be there in a second, just a second. You can tell it's owned by Google because you've got to log in with Google. I'm just waiting for it to take its time. It will be worth it. Just stay with me. And if I go there again and I go to my dashboard, just let me click that button, my dashboard. I'm going to try and log in again. That didn't quite work. You know, when you're live and you want things to go smoothly, occasionally they don't. And this is one of those occasions where things are not going totally according to plan. Okay, I think I'm in. Course for celebration. Just a second. We'll know in a minute. I mean, since it was taken over. Right, okay. Whew. Thank you for waiting with me. It will be worth it. It will. I wouldn't do all this if it wasn't worth it. Right, okay. So I think we're nearly ready. Are we ready? It's like waiting for, right, we're ready. I'm going to share screen. Okay, and I'm going to tell you and show you what is behind the Fitbit. Now, the thing to remember here is that once you bought the Fitbit, everything I'm about to show you, and I'm going to bring it full screen now, everything that I'm about to show you is free. Okay, so this is free. Right, what I'm showing you is my own personal dashboard on Fitbit. Just let's work this out. I don't need the second camera. I'm going to switch it off, and I'm picture in picture. Okay. The first thing you do when you've got your Fitbit is you go over to fitbit.com and you register your warranty. Okay. When you register your warranty, you can then join the Fitbit community. Now, this is a group of people who all wear Fitbits. Yeah. And the thing about that is that everybody who wears a Fitbit is doing it for a reason. Okay. And the reason is very simple. Yeah, I'm doing something in the background. The reason is very simple. They want to stay fit. Okay. They want to stay fit. So you're all of like mind. You're all in the pursuit of fitness. You're all using Fitbits, and you bought your Fitbit on Amazon, and today it's 21% off. It's $78. The first thing is that Fitbit has a community of like-minded people who support each other. Now, I take part in 2 free weekly challenges organized by the members. Okay. The thing about wearing a Fitbit is, unless you do the miles, yeah, you've got to, but you need encouragement. With the best will in the world, yeah, you can set your own targets and you will meet them. And no doubt you'll meet them. But if somebody could just give you a gentle push along the way, support you. Okay, now your family will do that, but also the friends that you make on Fitbit.com will do that. I take part in 2 challenges every week, a weekday challenge and a weekend challenge. The weekday challenge is basically a group of people getting together, organized group of people, and you compete against each other. And for some people, they want to be at the top of the ladder, and somebody's going to be at the bottom. I try and be in the middle of the ladder. So you've got a ladder, and the idea is the more steps you get, the higher up you go. And these are all people who want to stay fit. These are all positive people, people who will encourage you, who will motivate you, because you're going to motivate them. If you go with your Fitbit and you go for a walk for a mile, that will show on the ladder, on the Fitbit.com site, and on the mobile app. If you go for a walk of 3 miles, people will cheer you. They encourage you. They want you to get as near to the top of the ladder as you can, because the nearer to the top of the ladder you get, the more miles you're walking, the more steps you're doing. And this is a very friendly group of people who, over a period of time, get to know each other. You're actually building a community, become part of the community. And you can take part in the challenges weekday or weekend. It's up to you. And you can do as many steps as you want, or as few steps you want, but you're actually joining in. And this is like having a group of people at a virtual gym. Yeah. Now, the next thing about a Fitbit is that a Fitbit can track your sleep. Okay, if you wear your Fitbit to bed, then it will track your sleep pattern, and it will track when you wake up. It will track when you're in dream sleep, REM sleep. It will basically show you your sleeping pattern. If you wear the Fitbit for 4 consecutive nights, it will then be able to work out what your sleeping pattern is, and if you have problems sleeping, it may suggest things that will help you. Yeah. So in other words, it's like having a sleep doctor there. Now, the other thing is telling you there, and I loved, well, it's the only chance I get to do this. You see that my highest number of steps in a day was 60,000. Okay. And for doing the 60,000 steps, I got this. Okay. This is a medal, obviously, and this is a medal for actually completing the Sarsen Trail, which is a trail